you made a post on the subreddit, and I am now going over it. You said that you were used to five stacking gold. However, this season I had not much time left. Time and rather played ranked on my own. Okay. So right off the bat, that tells me it's probably going to be a hard adjustment to go from a five stack to a solo queue environment. Anyone would struggle with that. It's a whole different game of solo queue. Yes, it very much is. Unlucky teammates constantly dying. See, at this point, it don't say that you get unlucky with teammates, because however often that you get unlucky with teammates on your end that are throwing or doing other stuff, that happens just as often on the other side. Um, that's pretty much true in every rank. Especially, and then that just replaces up to higher tiers when you get okay, whether or not you're gonna get a hacker on your team or not. Um, but yeah, uh, you say you can get the first three kills, and the last one can get you out of a 4v1. Well, if you're in a 4v1, you being the one, stuff happened up to that point that probably shouldn't have, unless your teammates are peeking everything, doing the dumbest mistakes possible, and there's nothing that you could have done to change anything. Then that's going to be a no-brainer that it's not your fault fully. But the one downside to having a replay clip like this is that I can't tell if you make any calls or not. That's the only downside. Like usually if someone sends me in a clip but they don't put in their mic or their game volume or anything like that, I can usually see up in the upper left hand corner whether or not they actually or right hand corner. Well, whether or not they make a call, at least like attempt to or not. Um, but if I can't even see that, well, I don't know if you're calling something. I can hear whether or not you ping something. I can't see it on the replay unless it's hit or miss with it, I swear. Um, but yeah, like it's going to be difficult for me to gauge that if you are able to actually send in clips that are you recording and not of the replay. That makes it a little bit easier, but we'll make do with what we have. You also say roaming is pretty hard as you will not get any calls unless you take Valkyrie. Roaming at these tiers is very easy after the first defensive round, because you just have to know where they're coming in at. Once you know where they're coming, they're going to come that way again and again and again and again. You just have to be ready for them at that tier, because everyone does the same exact thing. I feel like my strategy should be more archaic than even gold, getting kills before the enemies kill my mate. Not really. You still play smart. I mean, if you are a diamond and you're in copper and you play like a diamond in copper, that doesn't mean that you're gonna lose rounds because, oh, this is copper. I can't play like this because if I play like this, then I lose. No, you're gonna win. What I think when you say that you have to change your strategy from how you played in gold is that you're confusing playing differently solo queue with playing differently at a different MMR. When you're in a five stack, your MMR for everyone within that five stack jumps up by by one or two flags, not just like silver one or two. I'm talking you going from bronze to up to gold two, or bronze up to gold, or silver up to plat even, in some cases. Where if you're in a five stack, just having five people in direct communication is more powerful all across the board. Everyone on that team could be bronze and they could beat a team of golds that are like legitimate golds, not new players. Like it is very, very strong and very, very useful to have. So we'll go on with it. Your band's pretty typical for uh, this tier, typical for, I would say in general the Siege community, so not much to say there. So what we're doing here is we're just trying to drone in and we're trying to figure out where they are and set up where we're going to come in at. This isn't bad. So now we know that they're upstairs, probably. Alright. And we're putting our cam in the default spot for another cam for our team.
5 seconds left before insertion. Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb
And we're going in. We're playing Flores. We looked for spawn peaks, but we didn't look. anywhere near where they would come from. So you looked, whoops, you looked into a pillar. Why not the door or the window up there? Why not the window right here? Or the window up here? Or the window down here? I don't think they could see you from this window though. Or the window over here. Or there's another window way up here for piano. Like there's multiple different places that we could have looked that we just didn't, and we looked in the very center one. That's how we die pretty quickly. Breaking stuff. Are we gonna drone it? Yes, we are. Good. So you definitely had to have heard that person. Yeah, there you go. You pinged him too. Good. So you recognize that Nuck was already just walking in without droning or doing anything. So you did the right thing of like, okay, I just heard someone that she was chasing. I'm gonna try and find them real quick. It's like there isn't any sound for other people, and I only can hear your player move. This is weird. Oh, there's another sound. Okay. Okay. As that's happening, where Nook is, what I would do is I would actually start swinging as he's like getting through half his mag there, because he can't hear you moving right there. He's in the middle of firing. The best cover for like footsteps, if you like, you don't have to run at him. You just have to stand up and walk over, or even crouch walk over. He won't hear you, and then he's not gonna expect someone to just stand right in front of him and kill him. He's focusing on the Nook. You just peek over and you kill him right there. We'll see if you get this kill. Good. He wasn't even paying attention. Good. What you can do is, I'm pretty sure you can pick up the Flores drone, which wouldn't be horrible, and try and go in at a different angle, because you can destroy the mute cameras. They have only 1 HP, or you can just shoot it right there, because it is right below you, and you die to that instead. So what you could have done, second, so with the way that mute jammers are, he has it like right here. You could take your regular drone and go off to the side here and like peer in to see what you're looking at instead of just face checking this, essentially. You face checked it and you died because you didn't know where anyone was. Because if you look in here, you're peeking, you're like, okay, that's clear, and then you clear this, and then you see the shield standing right here. Your first instinct should be, okay, someone's gonna either shoot me from right here or from right here. And you need to look through these little slats on here to see if anyone's behind it. You shouldn't be continually peeking. Once you see this shield, you should back up, like, immediately. Because we're peeking. Right when we see this, right there, we stop. This angle's cleared. We already cleared this, and we cleared in here. So now we're checking. Is there anyone in these slots right here? Because they'll show up. It's very easy to see it when it's at the same eye level as you, because they have to look through the same slots. And then you see, okay, no one's peeking me there. Then I slowly peek over, and I look through the other slots, being careful not to break from the edge of the shield. And if I see someone there, well, now I can pre-fire. And if we go... Oops, that's not what I wanted. We're blocking where the guy is. So he wasn't even sitting behind the shield. We wouldn't have even seen him. We could have just pre-fired the shield on the left side, and we would have killed him. Because look how much time. Here, I'm going to go back to normal speed. We're going to go back just a little bit. We're going to see how long this takes. So you can see us. Imagine if you pre-fired it. He wouldn't have even shot at you. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you had checked it, saw there was a shield, saw that he was playing the left side, you pre-fire the left side of the shield, and now he's dead. He didn't even shoot at you once he saw you within his own sight. And if we, this would be one of those things where if we had if we weren't using the replay system, then we could see his perspective after he killed you, see the kill cam. Um, but we can't. Again, that's okay. But we can already tell just by like watching it. Like, he didn't expect us there. He was watching it, but not great reaction time. We could have killed him. Absolutely. Okay, so nope. This is another thing why I'm kind of iffy on replays. Be in there for the rest of the round. Well, not in there. It's hard to tell because you can't actually spectate someone after they're dead. I can see if you're on drones or not, and if you're gonna ping something or not, which would be useful. But that's another reason why I'd prefer having an actual match instead of the replay recorded, because then I can see, okay, are you just staring at your teammates, waiting for them to die, sitting back in your chair, eating Cheez-Its or something? Or are you looking on cams and watching flanks, looking for people doing random stuff, like anything at all? But nope, we can't see that, so now we're switching over to here. And we could have learned something too from our teammates. If we watch them, we can see, because that's one thing too, real quick, that I like kill cams for. I always tell people to watch the kill cam and look at how stupid you look when you die. Because if you look really stupid, you'll think to yourself, okay, I'm never fucking doing that again. That was dumb as hell. I don't know why I did that. That looks dumb. I need to fix that. You can do the same thing with your teammates too. You can look at him and be like, oh my gosh, this is something that I would do. He should be good. And then he walks in and he dies immediately. And you're like, okay, nope, never mind. That's stupid to do. Now we know that they're going to be downstairs. Speed up here, because we know you're just going to sit here. Oh, what did we see there?
5 seconds remaining.
So we see that. We don't have Thatcher on the board. But we have a sledge. And we have you. And we have a Twitch. These are 3 perfect operators to get that electric claw up here. Because we can't get it from downstairs. The big wall. That's way too big for what it actually is. But we can't get it from down there. We just can't. So we can throw a nade up in the window and that will get it. If the sledge times it just right, or if someone shoots open the window and he hits it and it hits the wall and it just falls down right here, that'll get it, because it's a 1 HP gadget. We could have Twitch. She can throw her drone in. She just has to get behind this couch and then tase it. Or you can just drive your drone up to it and boom, there you go. Either way, that wall is getting opened. And then if need be, because they don't have anything for grenade denial, you could have a sledge nade the drone hole for the mute jammer, if there is one blocking it. No idea if they are or not. We don't know. We could swap through the other drones that we have on display and figure out, but that's what we're going for. Okay, again, we checked for the spawn peak and then we stopped checking for it. So you checked for the big window when you wouldn't even be able to see yourself in it. Like, unless someone is staring like a millimeter away from their screen, they're not going to see you through the trees, and you're not going to see them. Ooh, went too far back. So check it afterwards and check it before too. And we're going down here. We have a drone, and he's just walking in, and he died. We can get the wall, like the wall of the site. Like, we can do that. Like, that's a thing that we can do. Even without the sledge, we can do it still. I promise you. And then we're gonna get mute jam. Now what do we do? So now what? We're just gonna peek it again? We're gonna peek it without reloading. We flashbanged him at least. Oh, there we go. We got a kill. But again, like, we're not helping our teammates. What are we doing? What's our teammates doing? We lost to Hibana now.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
Now he's dead. Imagine if we had gone into voice chat and told our teammates, "Hey, Ace, I'm gonna get the electric claw above the wall, and then you can get the breach." Now he's sitting over there waiting for you. Now you know you're gonna get something done, and we know that they have a mute, and we just throw our drone in there again without checking anything. I mean, all you'd have to do is if you're standing right here for how close that mute jammer is, you could hear the jamming noise coming from it, which you can't really in the replay at all. And we're just gonna face check this. We don't know where anybody is. Someone could flank us from the right. We don't know. We're not. So that's another thing. We peeked in here. Why do we still have our crosshair over here when the next person that could kill us is going to be over here? We should be clearing this door frame as we go through, not having our crosshair here and the door frame over here. See what I mean? Because that ends up doing what we just saw, where we're not ready for someone and they're just staring at us. Imagine if we had cleared the doorway with our crosshair. We would already have him in our sights. We would have him in our sights way quicker. Here, let's see how much quicker, too. Oh. Go back. Almost in our sights. He'd be in our sights right now. And then it's just reaction time. I don't think he fired even a shot off. He fired one shot off. You could have gotten possibly two, and you had your crosshair perfectly. If you had cleared the door frame, you would have had it perfectly over his head. That one shot could have saved you right there, because you got downed. It took you 2 shots to get downed. He didn't headshot you. You would have almost no HP, but you definitely would have came out of this thing on top if you had cleared from the doorway over. So there's some things that you can do. Oh, didn't mean to do that. And we'll go back to normal speed. Real quick too, if you want to stop that annoying thing, you just hit escape and then escape again. Just bringing up the menu. For some reason fixes that.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
And I also know that you are barely making any calls at all because there's not you don't even want to work with your teammates. You're playing. This is why I hate people giving this advice too. Someone gave the advice within the thread. Here, let me actually find it real quick. I think it's one of the top comments. Yeah. Mentality that I always stick to is solo queue. Play it like it's a 1v5. I have a post on my profile. Go and check it out. Highly upvoted on that subreddit of saying, don't give out that shitty advice if you don't know what it means. You don't know what it means. I'm telling you right now, you do not know what it means. Playing a 1v5 does not mean I don't talk to my teammates, I hardly make calls, I play by myself, and I do everything alone. That's not what that means. I have a teammate that plays with me from time to time. When it's not a duo, we do 3-stack. He plays it like it's a 1v5. He can't fucking shut up with calls, though. Because he understands what it means to play like it's a 1v5. I am going to play as if it's a 1v5, but I am also going to try and help my team along the way. It's not just everyone's dead, no one's talking. It's I'm playing alone. Hey, just to let you guys know, I'm playing over here. I'm pushing from here. I'm holding this. I'm defending this. I killed this person in this area. Oh, that's their Thatcher dead. Don't have to worry about bandit tricking, yada, 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 etc., etc. It's not just close everyone off and I play by myself. I mute everyone and I do everything myself. That's not how it happens. It's just not. So, uh, I'm not gonna pull it up and read it off right now for you because it's a huge rant that I had put on there, but go and check it out. I describe what it actually means to play like it's a 1v5 and how much does it have? I don't know. It's in there somewhere. It's in my post history somewhere. But anyway, yeah. You're doing the 1v5 without knowing how to do the 1v5. That's basically it.
Discovered the location of the bomb.
And you're playing a really good 1v5 operator too. Nomad's great for this. Because she can watch her own ass with her Nomad charges, her air jab. She doesn't have to worry about someone else doing flank watch for her. She can just do it herself.
10 seconds left.
But that's one of the things that you mitigate with 1v5ing
5 seconds to go.
in that mentality. It's not something that you take wholeheartedly.
Attackers are heading out to defuse the bomb.
I don't know what we're doing here. We didn't check the spawn peak again. That entire wall door was just opened up. If someone was just sitting in sight trying to get a cheeky pick onto Osa, we'd be dead right now. Just a little heads up on that for future reference. We didn't check the trophy spawn peak, which is a pretty common one. Our teammate, so this is where I become a very big support player, personally. I see my teammate is being a dumbass and just going in by themselves. What I do is right here, I back up like you, and we'll see if you do it. I don't know if you're going to or not, but I immediately pull out my drone and start droning in. Why? Because they're not going to do it. If I do it, they have a lower chance of dying, and thus I have a higher chance of winning. I'm playing like it's a 1v5. I'm droning myself out and my teammates at the same time. And we're just opening. So you opened a run out for them and you didn't put a nomad charge on it. And now we're repelling up to here. Are we just gonna walk in without doing anything? No droning, no nothing? Maybe. Nope. Nope, we are. Okay. Way easier to drone to the left because you just look to the right because they can only kill you from one place to the right. Drone to the left into piano, maybe take a quick peek into bathroom, and if you look in the bathroom, you can see if Solarium's anyone in the back of there, and you just have to look through Solarium when you go in. That's it. And now you're cleared through piano, which is a lot farther because someone could just walk up right now and kill you. I would recommend putting this on the staircase going down because if they walk up here, they can just say, okay, I'm gonna go through bathroom then. And I have more cover that way. I don't have to worry about a big window that's opened up on my screen. I can just walk over there. And you're wasting utility now. Because if you really wanted to cover your flank, you'd have to put it on bathroom door too. Now you're using 2 nomad charges for 1 flank. And we're just face checking everything. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. We use 2 nomad charges for 1 flank. And we just heard someone hit that C4. And we got that kill, which is good. We're still face checking stuff, which I don't like. But hey, if we had droned up and we had heard him, like say we droned up to double door piano, we could have heard him shuffling around right there, and then we'd be prepared for him. Then we wouldn't have to sit here and crouch walk around and cross our fingers that we have the better reaction time. So we know that's probably a Goyo shield now. There's a mute jammer near it. And we're looking to see, okay, is there anyone really there? And it doesn't look like there's anyone there. So what I would do is even if there's no one there, or even if we don't think that there's anyone there, I would still put a nomad charge, like in the back over here. You'd have to stand up and throw one out there, or you can put one on the side here. Either way, it causes them to either have to peek you, destroy it, then you know they're there, or they get thrown around and you get to go and get free kill. See, that doesn't do anything. That nomad charge doesn't do anything. We back up. What happens if they just walk up the stairs? They see you through this little crack and they just kill you anyway. Then what? Like, the only thing that this nomad charge does is it stops them from coming up the stairs to kill you, but they don't need to do that to kill you. Like, the control of this, if someone was actually here, is to just lock off this hallway and kind of trophy. It's more to put pressure on trophy to let them know that someone's there and they could walk up at any time. But that doesn't do anything. Your nomad charge right there, like, it for what you're trying to do, and now you don't have any more. And we're face checking, we're face checking, we're face checking, we're face checking. We still have a drone. Yeah, gadgets just don't have a noise, because I can't even hear that air jab. That's dumb. Great game, Ubi. Now we get they're over there. We have flashes, we don't have breachers, so yep, we have to push. There we go. So, our teammates just did everything there. Like, we were just wandering around doing whatever. Like, you got the Goyo, but that was kind of a non-impactful frag. Like, that, your teammates would have probably killed him anyway, if I'm gonna be honest, because by the time that they got in, or by the time that he would have gotten over there, they're still in main lobby, they're still watching around. They probably would have gotten him, in all honesty. If you had droned out, and you had droned yourself in going upstairs, say you guys just passed by each other, like, just barely passed by each other, and he got to trophy before you got upstairs, you'd still be upstairs, you could refrag off of it immediately. Like, it could have been better. Very easily could have been better. But now we're on defense. We're playing Valkyrie this time.
By attackers.
But one cam there, not bad. I'm recording this right after the reveal panel. Next season, Valkyrie won't be able to throw her cameras outside, which I still think is dumb. But keep that in mind moving forward. You're gonna have to only put them inside.
5 seconds left before insertion.
And we have Rook that's spawn peeking.
Attacker's objective is to
Yep, and I say that and we're throwing it outside. What? What? I didn't know that they changed that about the trees. But he downed one person, it was Thermite, and he ended up dying. If he had actually gotten the Thermite kill, that would have been hella worth it, but he didn't, so it was kind of worthless. Oh, we hear him coming in. We heard someone get a cam. So did we call that out to our teammates? Are we calling out to them that someone is rushing in? From our side, at least? Oh, did we call that out to our teammates? Did we tell them, hey, there's someone in blue? I'm guessing not, because they just killed someone down in blue. And it seemed like they were none the wiser. There we go, and we finally get the flank off. So if we had called that... So, let's say, for example, you weren't in bronze, and you were in gold, or even silver. I would imagine they would do this. Some people would get down in silver and be lost in there for some reason. Let's say that the same exact thing happens. Let's say you didn't like. Let's say that I was wrong and you actually did call it out, but your teammates just didn't listen. And let's say that you do the exact same thing. What happens when Ying is the one that's on the left doing her thing and smoking and flashing, about ready to push in after flashing, and Ash is where Ying was and was watching the flank like they should be doing? You would have died. That's what would have happened. Not hard to control the G36, and they're watching for you. You barely killed both of them. The only reason you survived is because Ying's fire rate, and also she wasn't looking for you initially. Once you start playing against better players, that changes. So we go back, we come down here, we see both of them, and we thought we kill Ying, and then we move on to Ash. You only downed her, so if she had actually watched you, because you would look back and come back, if she was actually flank watching, you'd be dead. You wouldn't have gotten the second person probably. So yep, we recognize, okay, we don't have to worry about that. Last one's outside breach. There's a drone sitting in front of us. We should probably destroy that. And they got him anyway. Now imagine same thing happens again, except this time the Ash and Ying are faster. You don't make any callouts again, because I assume you didn't. You don't make any callouts to your teammates. They go in, they kill that first person, and then they start killing everyone else. Like Ying, like they just work faster. Like whatever it is, they just are working faster. They're not crouch walking in there, they're not slowly walking in there. They're running in there and they're just killing everyone. Now it's a 1v4, and you could have prevented it by giving a simple call out of they're in blue hallway, blue stairs. A little easier to do.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can. Bomb located by attackers.
Alright. We're going Valkyrie again. So if you want to put one up here, what I usually do is I put it in like the high beams. You see a little bit less, but you get the same information, essentially. Like you can hear them, you can see their feet most of the time, like you know where they are, and it's way harder to tell where the camera is for an attacker, especially if they're getting pinged. If they're getting pinged, they're freaking the fuck out at the end of the match, and they can't see anything. Yeah, I would just put it up a little bit higher. A little bit harder to see.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
But with what they did last time, we can reasonably assume that they're probably going to do the same thing again, of just rushing in. But I don't know if we saw, or if we could hear, because replay noise, that drone going by. Oh, someone died. We're going to call it out? Or we just ping it? Do we call it? This is where I'm asking you. If you want to, after watching this, DM me or something and say, hey, I did check that actually. I did call that out. Because even if you don't see it, or even if it's pretty obvious where someone dies, still call it out. It's still useful. Just saying Ying by trophy, or not trophy, sorry, library. Now they know. They know that they're probably going to push from over there. It's really useful. We're just pinging it. We didn't get the kill. Did we even litter? No, we didn't even light her up.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Now they're getting the thermite wall. So what I usually do is I'll sometimes have just a C4 sitting underneath here, because then they have to open up this wall, and sometimes they just don't. Like, if they're rushing this much, just putting it underneath here is good. You can also put it underneath half wall by right here in the corner. They really have to peek in to be able to see that one, and they don't always check that. They sometimes just hear a C4 and they don't think anything of it because they can't see it immediately. Good. So now they know that you're there. See, and you know that someone else was in library, and you know that thermite's out on big window. I personally, I wouldn't go up right here. I just wouldn't. There's no reason to. They could call out, like, if they're better players, think it calls out exactly where you are. Fireplace stairs going up. Ying looks on stairs. Thermite, who's over a window, looks on stairs. Whoever you kill, the other one's gonna kill you. And the odds of you killing them are pretty slim considering you're not even looking at the doorway right now. So I just wouldn't go up these stairs. And you could have killed the Ying. The Ying didn't know you were there. If you would, you knew that she was going to be into library too. You knew this. This wasn't a happy surprise that you were gonna find. You were gonna be in there. Like, that's just what it is. You didn't check your corners. You didn't check everything, all the angles. And Thermite, no, excuse me, he was just starting to fire at you when that happened. If we go back, we can listen to it. Oh no, he wasn't firing at you. That was someone else. Regardless, he could have killed her, and then I'm pretty sure he was just walking in. We go back. Let me see. Yeah, he just walked in, and you're shielded by the pillar, like, just perfectly. You could have killed Yang, and then you could have killed Thermite. Your kind of dumb play ended up, like, realistically could have worked out for you in the end. But you didn't. There's things on your part that you're just not doing. And you say in your post too that what was it? Your teammates they always die very either early by spawn kill or not being careful, not knowing the map. You go to the roof on cafe. Sometimes you go to the roof, you get the hatches, and by that time it's a 4v1 by them rushing up white. Obviously, in some round I am also making mistakes, but most of the time I need to make three to four kills, sometimes 5 to win the round. I mean, you don't have to. You just have to play smarter. Like, this is one thing too where I don't think a lot of people think about. Say you do my advice in retrospect. A lot easier when I'm the one looking at this back in time. You kill the Finka here, and then you just go downstairs. If it's better players, because Yang kind of was guessing that you were there, maybe Finka just finally started to yell at you, to yell at her teammates that you were on main stairs, so now she's looking over there. Or maybe she heard you shuffling around and looked over there. She's like, I hear someone to my right, and looked over. Now you're just there, and you're causing a problem. You don't even have to be seen. Your presence alone is enough to stop people from doing things. It stops Thermite from walking in if he's a better player. It stops Ying from pushing out, or she'll push out and, like, look over the banister and constantly be going back and forth between the banister and the hallway. And then you could go up and flank through blue and come through library and then kill her. Or just sit on blue stairs and wait for her to peek because she may not be expecting you there. Like, this is the thing that you could be doing, and you don't have to get a kill to do that. You could get one kill, and then you stop 2 people from doing what they want to do because they're afraid that someone might be killing them soon. And you say roaming is also pretty hard because you don't get any calls, well, and unless you play Valkyrie. Well, you didn't need to play Valkyrie to get the info that you got there. Like, that's just regular roaming around. Like, if we look, well, I don't have to look back. You did ping the thermite that he was hitting the wall, but, I mean, you could have guessed that. If you hear a thermite when you're on this site, where's the thermite charge going to be? There's only 2 places that it could be. And one of them is kind of non-impactful, and the other one is very important to have. So where are they going to be? You don't need a Valk cam to tell you that, do you? I don't. I assume you don't either. I would hope so anyway.
10 seconds left before
And your teammate
5
kills
seconds left.
someone for some reason.
Attackers are heading out to defuse the bomb.
He killed him. He killed him. And the rando killed him. Okay, so now they're just PKing each other. But hey, we could have won the game already. It is possible. With the stuff that the mistakes that we were making, we could have not made some mistakes and won the round. This is another thing that I'm kind of saying is when you roam, you're kind of just wandering around and hoping that stuff happens near you. From what it seems like is like you really like Bar on Chalet for roaming for some reason. I don't know why, but you just kind of do. It's not a bad place to be per se, but like right here, this you're walking in. It looks like you're about ready to sit in your corner again and go on your cams, and then you hear the door break, and you're like, "Where is that?" The window breaks, sorry, and you're like, "Where is that?" And you come over here, you see him, and then you kill him. Like, okay. And then you leave, and you get that kill. Who's to say someone else isn't gonna come into that? Oops, wrong way. Who's to say someone else isn't gonna come in that window? You know? We leave, we go over here, and we get him, which is good. Still good. Again, I don't know if you heard him or not, because replay sound is horrible. But we got 2 kills already, which is good. Which, again, we didn't need to have callouts for roaming to get those kills. This is where we sit exactly where we are and we don't move because Chonka Kang is very keen on peeking this for some godforsaken reason. And moreover, I would say this is the time that we ditch where we are and we go back up through Solarium. It's a 2v3. Our Tachanka is being very aggressive. It's way easier to defend if we're on that side of the site than if we're on our current side. We could be in piano, and that's a lot easier to defend what we need to because we can look through almost get to half wall from there. We can throw a C4 from there, or we can, and we can hold double door into piano, and we can hear if someone's rappelling on master bedroom window. We can see the door frame for K9/balcony. Like, there's a lot of things we could be doing that isn't sitting and waiting. So now, we're sitting here. What stops them from going in through K9 door and just planting in the doorway? Nothing. Because you're the one with the cameras. You don't have any on site. That's not a huge thing. The thing of it is, you have no way to stop them. They already know you're not on site. They know. They just have to go over there. Hell, you're a Valkyrie that was killing people. If it were me, what I would do is I'd say, okay, I know she's not in sight. I could quickly drone it, be like, okay, let me see where she is. Someone else would be droning too, at least one other person. And they'd say, oh, she's over here. I hear her on blue stairs. I'd say, okay. If I was a thermite, I'd say, okay, run in and just start planting. What are you gonna do about it? You gotta go through 2 of my teammates.
A bomb has been located.
See, we have this thing of like assuming people aren't anywhere, we're like without checking it. We know that Tachanka died to Ying while he was in that room. We should probably clear the room, and leaning the other way would be good too. There we go. Now we're clearing it. We're clearing it. Oh, somehow. Oh no, you didn't. I thought the thermite planting was that. See, like they're just playing. Like this is the thing. They're just playing this horribly. You could be losing this. You should have lost by now. Like Ying should have killed you, for one, and then Thermite should have been in B, planting in the far back corner. After finding out that you're in here, he should have been way the fuck back there by the closet, planting in Solarium or by there, and then just open up Solarium, and then he could repel in the window, and there you go. Round's over. You can't do anything about that. What are you gonna do? Run downstairs, run out, then come back up and defuse? After killing 2 other people? No. I say, shoot the drone, shoot the air jab, we're gonna shoot these things. See, and the downside to that is now they know where we are. What I would have probably done is gone back into B. Look, that's a horrible arrow. And just watch the rotate from into half wall, because we know that the diffuser isn't in a half wall. Oh, it's right there. It's over on the side here. We can shoot someone as they're coming in to try and grab it. We can do that, you know. If we had our C4 left, then we could try and C4 it, but Nomad wouldn't be able to do anything about it. There we go. We got 1 kill. That's a 1v1 against Ying, who doesn't have any more smokes left. And they're pinging her, too. So, that's what you did wrong. I'll play it again and tell me what you think you did wrong. We backed up. And then we stood still. Or not stood still, we continued to peek it. But we didn't move our crosshair to, like, actually just do it. We kept our crosshair exactly in the same position. Come on, there we go. Don't know why you did that. She's got a perfectly good head there, waiting to get killed. Also, they were pinging her on your camera. So it's not like you weren't getting pings. Or unless that was their drone sitting right here, unless that's in the same room. I can't tell if that's in the same room or not. Doesn't seem like it is, but they knew where you were regardless. And they knew it's also a Valkyrie, so it's kind of hard to do anything about it. I assume that they were just not Z-pinging, they were just red-pinging her, so she knew that she was getting spotted. So that's why she... Oh gosh. She got off of the plant and decided to go after you. But, yeah, you could have won that very easily, even after all that. Like, you look at this, and what is it that you got? You got like a 4K or something? Because you killed Maverick, you killed Buck, you killed Thermite, you killed... No, you almost aced it. You almost aced it to win. You still could have done some stuff. Still could have done it. I'm not going to say, hey, good try, you did everything right. I'm trying to help you improve. You could have done more. Absolutely, you could have. I almost aced 1 game. I was 1 kill away. I fucked up aiming on 1 person, and that ended up killing me. And I said I should have gotten that. Like, that was dumb. And my teammate was saying, I mean, it was a good try. I don't know why you're saying that. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you did a good try anyway. I was just like, no, but I could have done something about it. Like, I was stupid. I was bad, and I still lost it. And that's why. Everything else, perfect, fine. Mwah, chef's kiss. That is the reason why I lost the round. And it's my fault. Not my teammate's fault. My fault. So yeah, that's the biggest thing. Focus on you. If you do the 1v5 mentality, do it right. And if you do that, even moreover, it's not your teammate's fault then it's yours, because then you can't complain about your teammates not helping you. Focus on yourself, improve yourself, you even said to me in that comment that there's already stuff that you're seeing on it that uh is wrong with it here. Just looking at me playing, I can already see how my crosshair is not as good as I thought, and that I'm assuming you mean crosshair placement, and that sometimes I should have died, but the opponent was not always that good. Happy to hear your opinion. Yeah, there's a lot of times you should have died, and your opponent was just not good. So you know what happens when you go up against people who are good? You die, and that's how you end up in bronze. You play like a bronze, you end up in bronze. That's how it is. Yeah, that's about all I got for you because this is it, right? And that's gonna be it. All right.